Hello, YouTube community. It's Robert S. coming to you with COVID, unfortunately, but the fact that I'm stuck in the house gives me time to make videos. So in this video, it's September 6th, and I thought, well, let me make a video of the physical media that I've been able to collect over the last 30 days or so. I don't even remember when I made the last one, but I think it was sometime in August. Anyway, there's a lot to show. Some of it was gifted to me. Much of it I bought myself, both CD and vinyl. And some other surprises at the end. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to start actually with the gifts, if you will. Stephen Schnee, who is a fantastic guy who is called the CD junkie because he really is a CD junkie, and it is much of an addiction to him in terms of his collection of CDs, and he has an amazing collection. Well, recently he has had a desire to, I guess, part with some of the CDs he has. Some of them are actually duplicates, so it's not that bad, but I think some others he just feels like it's taken up room that he could use for other purposes or more CDs. So he went on to Discogs and was selling CDs. I took a look at the list. Some of it I had, some of it I wasn't particularly familiar with or didn't really want, but there was one that really struck my fancy, and I said, I have to have that. So I ordered that, and it turns out that Steven said he had some CDs put aside for me that he wanted to send anyway, so he was going to send them all together. So I'll show you the CD that I picked up from him, that I bought. This is called the Girl Group Sound. This is, as it shows down here, it's a collection from the Redbird Records label. Some of you may remember that label. And I'll show you the track listing, an awful lot of tracks here. And you've got, oh my God, I can't see it very well, but The Boy from New York City, People Song. Anyway, there are a lot of cool songs on here by the Shangri-Las and who else? Oh man, I can't even read this. The Jelly Beans. Lots of cool 60s girl groups. So this was a fun listen. I really enjoyed that. So when I purchased this one and he said he had extras that he was sending me, I thought, okay, well, 2, maybe 3. Nope. Quite a stack. So thank you, Stephen. You're very kind, very generous. Kind and generous, as Natalie Merchant would have said. And I'll show you some of the things that he sent me along with this one CD that I bought. This is, we'll start here, Fife Dangerfield. Now, I should also say that Stephen, much like me, he's really into the unusual, the obscure, the different music. Probably more so than I am. And he has an extensive collection. Once again, I'm going to say it. So he sent me this, Fife Dangerfield, Fly Yellow Moon. Not familiar with it at all. Here's the track listing in case anyone's interested. I listened to this, and I like this, actually. I liked it a lot. And as it turns out, Fife was in a group called Guillemots. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm sure Stephen does, but there it is. So I listened to this one also, and I like this one as well. So thank you, Stephen. These are great. I'll just open that up quickly. Then I got from him Gorky's Zygotic Mincy. anyway, introducing them. Speaking of Yellow Moons, there's the track listing. Now this one, did I listen to this? You know what? I did. Didn't like it as much as the other two, but it's different. It's certainly different. But hey, I like different, and it's in my collection now. So again, thank you, Stephen. He also sent Tracy Chapman. Now this is her amazing first album, which I already have actually, so I will probably gift this to somebody else. And he sent Tracy Chapman, New Beginnings, another great album. And you may remember this one, by the way, has that song Fast Car, which was put her on the map. And this has Give Me One Reason, I think was a hit on this one. So really cool to have those. Then he had previously sent me some CDs, and he sent, I think, 2 CDs by a group called Midnight Syndicate. And the ones he sent me had sort of and it could have been around Halloween. And he sent it, and it was like a spooky type of creepy Halloween type music. You know, mysterious organs and mysterious music and dun 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 dun. And just it was like, it was cool, and I enjoyed it. And I think he realized that, you know, not everybody is going to necessarily enjoy this type of music. I do. It's instrumental music. It's atmosphere. It's certainly geared towards where we're heading, actually, towards October and Halloween. So he sent me some more by the Midnight Syndicate. I had no idea, honestly, that they even had this many albums. He sent me this one, The Dead Matter, Cemetery Gates. Realm of Shadows. And this seems to be like the realm of Glare, so I'm sorry about that. Midnight Syndicate, Dungeons and Dragons. This is the official role-playing soundtrack. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't role play, but I do listen to music, so gonna listen to that and see what that's all about. Then I have this one is called Born of the Night. Would it be better if I hold it back here? No, you can't read it. So, and then finally, the 13th Hour. I mean, you know, the covers of these gives it away. This is kind of, you know, spooky, eerie type of music, which is really pretty cool, actually. So when you don't want to hear the Beatles or Rolling Stones or whatever, Bob Dylan, listen to that. Really cool. All right, I got some other CDs. A lot of these were very inexpensive. For example, Suzanne Vega, $1 for, what was this called? 9 Objects of Desire. I guess one of which is an apple in your eye, the apple of your eye. You may remember her from her hit song Luca many years ago. So that was great to get that for $1. I also picked up the very best of John Denver, Country Roads, for $1. Now, I'll show you the track listing, but you'll probably be scratching your head and saying, is that really his very best? Not in every case, but you know what? It's a different compilation I've got the other compilations with truly his greatest hits, but this has Take Me Home Country Roads. It has Annie's Song, Eagles and Horses, which you may know, but not necessarily one of his bigger hits. The Rocky Mountain Suite is on here, but it's also got like Stonehaven Sunset, Potter's Wheel, Two Different Directions. So $1, had to have it. For King and Country, and this is called, if I can read it, Run Wild, Live Free, Love Strong, the anniversary edition. I didn't even know it was out, let alone that it had an anniversary. Know absolutely nothing about it, but for $1, I love to pick up these unknown CDs because honestly, you never know what you're going to find. There's a lot of hidden gems. And even if you don't like the album per se, there may be some songs on it that you really enjoy. So that's great to do, like I don't mind doing that at all. Here's another one that I actually picked up for somebody, so I don't know why I'm showing it to you, because I have this both, I think, on CD and certainly on vinyl. So you guys, I think, are familiar with this. Summer Highland Falls and Say Goodbye to Hollywood, Angry Young Man, they're on here. And actually, I picked this up for Jason, the Old Millennial, because I did a Billy Joel ranking of the albums, and he commented in there, he said he could only rank the ones that he's heard. So I'm taking that to mean these are the only ones he had. This was not on the list, but this is an album he should own. If you collect Billy Joel, you should have this album. So, Jason, if you are watching this, if you have my email or somehow can contact me, give me your new address because I know you moved. I will be sending you this and other CDs to add to your collection. I also picked up the very best of Linda Ronstadt. Now I've got, I think, everything Linda has done. I certainly have the greatest hits, or very best of, I guess it's called Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and Volume 2. This particular one, and honestly, I wasn't even sure if I had it when I saw it in the store, but I thought, you know what, it was only $4. I'll pick it up, and I can always give it to somebody, This basically takes those two greatest hits and combines the best of, if you will. So for example, this, her greatest hits Volume 1 has Silver Threads and Golden Needles, a song I love. Thank you, Neil Young. But this one doesn't. So it's got, When Will I Be Loved, Heat Wave, You're No Good, It's So Easy, Blue Bayou, Different Drum, Just One Look, Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, Tracks of My Tears, all of her hits right there on one CD. Speaking of best of, Hootie and the Blowfish, 1993 to 2003. Got all their big hits up there, and who doesn't love Darius Rucker? I also picked up, move over to country now, which, see the transition, I went from Hootie to Darius, country, to Lucinda. I didn't plan that, it just worked out that way. Essence, again, cheapo, 99 cent. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to spend a lot of money. But I'm not overly familiar with Lucinda Williams' songs and her catalog, but I do enjoy her music. So I thought, you know what, 99 cents, I'm picking this up. Let's see what this is all about. Then I picked this up simply because sometimes I just like the packaging of certain products. Hence, Classic Rock Barbecue. And I'll show you the track listing. It's a 2 CD set. And I'm going to try to open it. Here we go. Open it up. And there's a piece of paper here that shows, once again, the track listings. Volume 1, which is, I guess, disc 1, and Volume 2 is on disc 2. We have disc 1, and when you take that out, you've got some foam, and you take that out, you got disc 2, and below that, more foam. So, packaged pretty well, and that was a nice surprise. But of course, the one issue I'm going to have is I hope it doesn't roll off the shelf. All right, moving on to CDs. Continue with the $1 CDs I bought. The Bee Gees, the 60s collection. And of course, when you think about 60s Bee Gees, you might think of early as Spicks and Specks, Massachusetts, New England, New York mining disaster, things like that. But they're not on. Well, Spicks and Specks is on here, but nothing else really. So this was sort of a strange type of collection, and I listened to it and enjoyed it. And in some cases, they're little kids. I mean, Barry's voice is Barry, but when you hear Robin and Morris singing, it's like they're little kids. But whoa, man, this is fun listen. And it also includes their cover of Turn Around, Look at Me. So that one's really cool. I like that a lot. Then I picked up, again for $1, John Sebastian. This is a live album, one guy, one guitar. Of course, you know John from the Lovin' Spoonful. Again, I'm trying to show you the track listing, but there's an awful lot of glare. But you got, so many of the well-known songs. Welcome Back, Cotter, of course. Nashville Cats, She's a Lady, Do You Ever Have to Make Up Your Mind, Daydream, A Younger Girl, Jug Band Music, Rain on the Roof, what a fantastic song, and Darling Be Home Soon, and others. Amazing. Okay, greatest hits again, Peter and Gordon for $1. Now I know I've got Peter and Gordon. Don't remember if it's on CD or vinyl, but I know I have it. But $1, like I have a hard time passing these up. Like I said, I can give them away if I have to. But A World Without Love, I mean, it's worth $1 just for that song alone. I Don't Want to See You Again. Amazing. Okay, we got Maria Muldaur, Classic Live. And yes, I know Maria Muldaur. Everyone knows her for Midnight at the Oasis. And yes, that's on here, as are other songs. So for $1, had to have it. Let's go with this one next. World is India, which may not be geographically accurate, but this CD is India. Indian music. And again, kind of nice packaging. I like this. I like the elephants on here. I like the pattern on the CD. I like Indian music. So there you go. I also picked up Joan Osborne. Now, I recently did a video for Joan Osborne's third album, and that was an album of cover songs. And this is also an album of cover songs. I don't recall if this is her fourth, fifth. No, it wouldn't be a fourth, maybe fifth, sixth album. It's a later album, but and I haven't actually listened to it yet. But a lot of great songs on there. Love to hear Joan singing these songs, and the price isn't on it, but it was cheap enough. And check out my video for Joan Osborne. Finally, in terms of CDs, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and in one case, one song, Young, Demos. Now, they call this demos, but honestly, a lot of this is pretty well produced and sounds almost like more like alternate versions of these songs or unplugged versions in some case, as opposed to a demo or a home studio type of, half baked type of thing. This is actually really well done, and it's just like I said, alternative versions. It's songs you may not be familiar with, so that was kind of cool to get. And that's it for the CDs. So let's move on to the vinyl. Time out. Time out. What I'm realizing is that this video is getting too long, so I'm going to do a separate video for the vinyl and the other items that I've picked up. So watch for that video. It'll be up soon.